Hello parents, thank you for tuning in to the 7th grade science informational video from Mrs. Hopkins. If there are any questions at the end of the video, please feel free to email me at ahopke1@neisd.net. The supplies for 7th grade science include one composition notebook. This notebook is used as the interactive science notebook that we keep all notes as well as labs pertaining to the classroom in the notebook. Students should have already brought their notebook to class as we have already been using them. I also ask that students keep one section in their binder to keep all graded papers. I ask that students keep these papers until the end of the 9 weeks. Keeping these papers will allow you to review the assignment as well as it allows them to review the assignment for their tests. I also recommend colored pens for some students. Some students find organization in coloring their notes and making it color-coded, whereas others might find them a distraction. I recommend them, but I also do not require them, as you are the parent and you know your child best as to whether it would help them or distract them. There's also a recommendation for highlighters in class. These highlighters are helpful, especially when we are reviewing for tests. When we are reviewing for tests, they are able to highlight the information that they need to study. And of course, students need to have the usual pen, paper, and pencils in class for daily work. We also would greatly appreciate any paper towel donations or Kleenex. The grading policy for 7th grade science did not change from 6th grade. So again, this year your tests and projects will count 40%, quizzes and labs 40%, and daily and homework is 20%. If a child fails a test, please send them in for morning coaching so that they can correct their test and I can reteach the material so they can earn up to a 70. If a child is absent, the grading policy does state by the district that a student is responsible for getting his or her own absent work. All absent work can be found in the crate in the back of my classroom. This crate is organized with 31 drop-down file folders. These file folders are organized so that if a student is absent on September 3rd, they would go to find the September 3rd folder, which would obviously be in this part right here. In that folder will be an agenda of anything that we did that day, a warm-up if there was one, as well as any handouts that were given. If a student still needs more help beyond those papers, they need to come in for morning coaching to get help on any absent work. Students can sometimes forget things. I know that's not a surprise to you as a parent. If a child forgets their homework, I ask that they get an I forgot form. An I forgot form allows the teacher to know that the student forgot the paper. It's helpful in making sure and accounting for all children's work. If a student turns in work late by the district grading policy, they are to lose 20% of the assignment. I do ask that a student turn in an I forgot form if they are absent. That way I do know that they were absent, and so when it asks for the reason they did not turn in the assignment, they can therefore tell me that they were absent. If they turn in on time with the absent policy, they will not lose the 20% of their assignment. Grade, excuse me. Morning coaching. I offer morning coaching every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:45 in my classroom D104. I do keep coaching passes at all time available in my classroom, as well as if your child is working on homework the night before and they discover that they don't understand the assignment, you are always able to write them a note and to get them into morning coaching. This note can also include having it on their cell phone. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm also in my classroom every morning except for Friday mornings. So if they ever need help, I'm unofficially here to help them as well. Or if they just need a quiet place to work, I'm happy to provide that as well. If your child has ever lost a handout, I do hold extra handouts in the box in the back of the room. If they've lost a handout, they are more than welcome to go back there and get another one. Extra handouts are also downloadable and printable off of the Google Classroom that your child has enrolled themselves in. Late work. Please make sure you talk to your children. Late work cannot be turned in and dropped off on any part of my desk. My desk is not accepting paperwork. It can often turn into a black hole, and I do not want to lose your child's assignment. Your child worked hard on it, and I want to make sure that they get credit for it. So therefore, I have always made sure that there is a box and a place for everything. So there is a box for late work in the back of the room, and students have been shown where that late late box is. So please remind them to put their late work in the late work basket. Every day when your child comes into class, there is an agenda up on the board. It is on the screen as well as on the board to let them know what their expectation is, as well as what we are doing that day in class in the order that we are doing it. Students are asked to look at the agenda prior to the bell ringing so that they know that they have all of their classroom supplies for the class period. It will also tell them their homework. A warm-up can often look like this. I will ask them something that we have recently learned that they need to review. For instance, on September 6th, I asked them the 5 rules of making a graph. They have a few minutes to write down their answer and their ISN, and then we review the answer, and the answer is placed on the board for them to correct. So warm-ups are not a grade. They are just a study tool. In classroom, we have a new cell phone policy by Lopez. Lopez school policy states that students should not have their cell phones out in class unless permission is given to them by the teacher. Because your student cannot always guarantee that their ringer is off or that you're not calling them or a telemarketer is not calling them, I have asked for students to put their phones in the cell phone pockets in the classroom. Every student is assigned a number that corresponds with this pocket. This allows them to not get in trouble if their cell phone goes off in class, or to know for a fact that they are not taking inappropriate pictures. These pockets protect your child from getting in trouble with their cell phone. Please note that every child does have their own private pocket per class period. My phone goes off the last 2 minutes of class to make sure that every student gets their cell phone. That is another reason why the numbers are assigned. That way, if a child happens to walk out of class without their cell phone, I know whose cell phone it belongs to, and I can return it to them before the end of the day if they don't come back and get it themselves. Please remind your child that their cell phone belongs in these pockets to protect them from getting in trouble, either from making bad decisions with their cell phones and social media or from being distracted in class. If you have not already seen the handout on the left, this handout went home on the first week of school. Unfortunately, hindsight is 2020. We thought we were being proactive by sending this home so that your children could go ahead and bookmark the links that are on here. Unfortunately, we did not know that the district was changing the way your child logs into things at home. So the links on this handout are no longer usable. What your child needs to do when they need to log in from home to access something, they need to go to the Northeast Independent School District webpage. On the home page, there is a button that is called Launchpad. Your children are aware of this button. They have actually used it here in school now. When they click the button Launchpad, it sends them to the sign-in page, and when they go to the sign-in page, they will sign in like they do at school. So it'll be the first letter of their first name, their last name, and the last 4 digits of their student ID number at stu.neisd.net, and their password is their 7-digit student ID number. Once they have signed in, it allows them to access all of the applications that they have access to. So they can access their Google Classroom, they can access their STEM scopes, and they can access Discovery Learning through the library resources page. There are so many accessibility and amazing applications that they can use at home. They just have to know where to go, which is the Launchpad. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at ahopki1@neisd.net. I absolutely look forward to getting to know your child this year, and I love teaching, so I am so excited to get to know them and have them in my class. Have a great night.